What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Coach Fitz. I'm a productivity coach. I help entrepreneurs increase the value of their time. So real quick, if you're watching this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, so that we can get this information out to other people. So today, I want to talk to you about how to increase the value of your time. So I know many people hear that and say, well, Fitz, what does that mean? What does it mean to increase the value of your time? Okay. Now, most people are going to come at this from the perspective of their job. At some point, many people have held a job in their life. So they say, okay, well, I was making $20 an hour, working 40 hours a week. So I do 40 times 20, and that gives me the value of my time. Okay, we're going to get away from that mindset because I want to specifically talk to entrepreneurs because that's my area of expertise. That's what I focus on. And with my background in psychology, I like to kind of play a little mind game. So I want to go through a little mental exercise. Okay? I don't want you to focus on your time and the value of it relative to what people are paying you. I want you to focus on your time relative to how much money you want to earn realistically in a month. Okay? So for this exercise, I'm going to walk you through, okay? And this is important because in order for you to increase the value of your time, you need to know what the value of your time currently is. See, we're going to get away from all of this selling hope, all of this nonsense of just believe, just practice positive affirmations. Those things can be important, but they're so saturated right now that people think that starting a business and being in entrepreneurship is all about believing. It's all about just hoping. It's all about, well, I'm going to manifest it and write it on a vision board. Nah, those things are important, but they have to coincide with hard numbers that give you a roadmap to where you want to go. So today we're going to calculate how much your time is worth. What is the value of your time? Okay. So what I want you to do is, if you have your phone, if you have some paper, write down how much money you want to make in a month. Okay. For this exercise, I've used $10,000. So $10,000, 12 months, $120,000 in a year. Okay. So $10,000 a month. All right. Now, what you want to do is, I want you to write down how many hours you want to work a week. I've used 40 for simplistic reasons because that's what most people are used to. So we have $10,000 a month, working 40 hours a week. That's 160 hours a month if it's 4 weeks, okay? Let's just keep it simple, 160 hours a month. Now I want you to take the number, in this case, $10,000. So I want you to take how much money you want to earn, which is your own personal number, and I want you to divide it, okay? I want you to divide it by 160. That's 40 times 4, 160 hours. Meaning if you work 40 hours a week or 160 hours total in a month, this is what your hourly rate would be, okay? This is how much it would be. So in this example, 10,000 divided by 160 gets me $62.50, okay? Now, the reason this is important is because in order for you to increase the value of your time, you need to start thinking in money. Thinking in money. This is so important. Thinking in money means that whenever you procrastinate, you didn't procrastinate, you just spent. So if you procrastinate an hour, you didn't procrastinate, you spent $62.50 in this case. See, we like to use these words to hide what's really going on. You're not procrastinating when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're spending money. You're spending money. If you are worth $62.50 an hour based on your calculation, whatever that number is that you got to, if you spend an hour of your time procrastinating, you just spent $62.50. And guess what? It's not, that $62.50 is not going to show up in your bank account at the end of the month. Okay? Simple enough, right? So whatever you earn at the end of the month, that's what you earned minus your expenses. So we need to look at procrastination as an expense. We need to look at lack of priorities and time management as expenses. We need to look at not having the correct actions and systems in place as expenses. Okay. And as a productivity coach, my role is to come in and say, okay, what is it that you want? What is your time currently worth? And how can we make it to where you're hitting those numbers? How can we get you doing the most productive activities at the right time so that your income reflects the work that you're putting in? Now, I know some people are saying, well, I'm just starting out, so of course I'm not going to make money. Listen, I always say, just because the money's not in your bank account, that doesn't mean it's not yours yet. Okay? It's a mindset thing. Again, I don't want to get too preachy or get too spiritual or whatever, or get too in the mindset stuff, but you need to see the money first in your mind. Okay? But you also need to have a rough idea of what your time is worth so that when you make decisions, you can reference that number. When somebody calls you on some BS and you spend an hour talking to them, you can say, okay, that call just cost me $62.50, right? That may be your phone bill. So you just spent $62 on the phone with somebody. Does it make sense now? Do you kind of see where I'm going? When you put some hard numbers to how you're spending your time, now you're like, okay, it's a little easier for me to say no, right? Imagine if that same person, if they called you right now and said, hey, can I borrow $62.50? Would you give them that $62.50? If not, then question like, okay, well, if I wouldn't give them $62.50 out of my pocket, why am I giving them my time? Because that's what I'm actually doing by spending my time with them, right? So your time is an asset. So what I want you to do from now on, as I wrap this up, is when you're spending your time, I want you to ask yourself, how much did that action just cost me? How much did that action cost me? When I did that action, did I make money or did I lose money? Did I make money or did I lose money? Because if my time is worth $62.50 and that action is only worth $1, I just lost money. If that action is worth $70, oh, I'm gaining money. And the way that you know you're gaining money is you're able to now charge more, or your income goes up, right? Maybe you're getting more clients. These are all things to consider. So once you understand and put a number to the value of your time, your life will change, because now you're going to be able to understand the language of time management, which is, if you're doing this thing over here, you're doing it at opposite, and I'm trying to phrase this right. If you're doing this thing over here, you're doing it at the expense. Okay, that's the right word. You're doing it at the expense of this thing over here. So which one is more valuable? And as entrepreneurs, we juggle with this. It's never perfect. But at a certain point, you are going to have to make a decision between what is earning me money and what is taking money. Don't get it twisted. Just because you don't have the money in your bank account does not mean you're not spending it. Because if you were doing the actions that you needed to do to be as valuable as you are, then you would have the money. But because you don't have the money in your bank account, you're not doing the actions, or you haven't been doing them long enough to get the money. So man, I hope that helps. I hope that adds some context. If you are still watching, that means you kind of like what I got to say. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you tune in for future content. Just show support so I can keep doing this, bring you great content. My name is Coach Fitz.